Good afternoon. We are broadcasting live from the Belt residence and specifically Jason's room. And there is a word from the Lord today from Psalm 85, verses 12 through 13. The Lord will indeed give what is good, and our land will yield its harvest. Righteousness goes before God, and God prepares the way for our steps. Let's bow our heads in prayer. God, we are so grateful to you that we can depend on you to order our steps. God, we thank you that Jesus stepped into the fray, became a human being, ministered for 33 years, went up Golgotha's hill, and died a death that he did not deserve for our sake. So show us how to step into the flow of the Spirit and do what God has called us to do. Amen. If I say, oh, you stepped in it, most of us would assume that we had stepped into something unpleasant, either literally or figuratively. We've stepped into a circumstance that we probably shouldn't have, or we've stepped in some substance on the floor or on the ground that is unpleasant. It is the notion that to step in it is a misstep. It means we've gone off track or exposed ourselves to something unpleasant. Well, today I'm asking us to step in it. The psalmist reminds us in Psalm 85 that God prepares the way for our steps because God's steps are ordered. God goes before us and personally maps out a path for us. That's powerful stuff. How often do we step in the path that God has prepared for us? Where do our steps take us on a daily basis? I mean, do we just stay to ourselves and watch the news and exist every day? Or are we asking God with every new day to order our steps? Are we seeking God's guidance and following God's direction? And what can we even do during this time of pandemic? I mean, our steps have literally been restricted. I'm glad you asked. Our church has many fine examples from both Harwood and Mount Zion of persons extending themselves and stepping in the path that God has ordained. There are some who are sewing masks and donating them to first responders, to family and friends. They've stepped in it. There are those who are volunteering at food giveaways, shopping for those who can't get out, donating money to food banks, and providing assistance to those in need. They've stepped in it. There are some making phone calls and checking in with their neighbors, church family, and friends. They've stepped in it. And there are those who are preparing and participating in worship each week, giving an encouraging word and staying connected. They too have stepped in it. So where am I going with this? I mean, it's pretty scary right now. It's inconvenient and it's uncomfortable. There's a lot of fear associated with stepping in it today. So we certainly don't want to step in the wrong path and end up dealing with COVID-19. It's easier to go inward and concentrate only on ourselves, but God calls us to step in it and be the church. Step into the flow of the Spirit today and be blessed. Amen.